I haven't been this excited for a female fight in a little while. And I think that's because, well, I'm kind of lying because my girl, Irene Aldana, greatest box. No, I'm just kidding. But, the Amanda Lemos and Montserrat Canejo fight, that is a very exciting fight with very dark horse fight of the night type of aspects to it. The cool thing about this fight is you've seen both of their rises. You can see that Lemos's case specifically, that Leslie Smith fight, she just doesn't look like the same fighter anymore. Not only was that on short notice because, Leslie Smith was supposed to take on Lena Landsberg in that one. And, I thought that fight was very, very difficult for Lemos from the start. But then you kind of fast forward and watch her rise, and it's kind of insane. The Mizuki fight was the one that really impressed me. Not only did she look like a completely different fighter athletically, but being able to knock her down despite dealing with all that clinch work and the potential takedowns and all that stuff, it was really cool to see her even land that power jab that dropped her in the first. And to be quite honest, it was very much both fighters employing the same game plan over 3 rounds, trying to find that victory. And to be honest, Lemos was able to just deal with every type of offensive aspect to Inouye's game. And that's what made me really impressed. I think that her work against the fence with her back, like the work with her back against the fence, is very impressive. I find that she throws a lot of knees, can land a lot of elbows, and that works very well in this Canejo fight because Canejo has what seems to be a finishing move up against the fence where she grabs the head, runs that throw, and then tries to lock up good submissions from that area. I mean, the really cool thing that we've seen from her already in her career is the win that she had against Janessa Morandin. I mean, that key lock from the scarf hold, that was a cool submission. I thought that was impressive at the time, but now you're seeing her take down Cheyenne Buys in very similar ways the entire fight. So what really stands out to me is you got a girl like Amanda Lemos who just so powerful, 100% takedown accuracy, 100% takedown defense, going against a Mexican fighter who does bring some of that boxing skill to the octagon, but she's very much looking to wrestle. She's very much looking to get that clinch game going, getting up against the fence and trying to work that, finishing move style takedown to hopefully set up submissions and even some ground and pound work. But I don't think it's going to be that easy against Amanda Lemos. I think that, Canejo had a very, very opportune fight against a girl like Buys. We hadn't seen it before. And so it reminds me very much of the Von Flue choke with Mr. Oven Sampru himself. And so with that one, I kind of, it just raises a lot of red flags for me as you move up in the game. We've seen Oven Sampru take on some big fighters, and let's just be honest, it's just not available to him most of the time unless he's taking on some of the guys in the lower ranks. And so when you talk about Amanda Lemos's, recent record in the UFC being Miranda Granger, Mizuki Inouye, and Livina Souza, very interesting fights. The Souza fight, I mean, I don't even think there's much to say, but that's a dominant looking fight. I mean, she almost looked like Amanda Nunes in that fight. The power was insane. And that jab is getting very close to perfect. I mean, she throws it with just straight vengeance and it lands. It lands clean. She actually dropped Souza in that fight twice in the first round with the same jab. And I think those are the areas where Canejo's going to have some struggles, man. I think that the striking game of Lemos is going to be very tough to deal with. And I think that if she's able to employ any of that Muay Thai off her back against the fence, I think that Canejo is going to have some serious struggles getting to that position, because if you look at her fights, man, she's pretty much only looking for that spot. And so if she's able to get Lemos to the fence and land that even in the first round, it's going to be interesting to see if she can keep doing it, because I really enjoyed Lemos's cardio. I enjoyed her ability to keep pushing forward, and she throws these big hook combos when she's all excited and stuff. So those are the areas where I'm just seeing, I think this fight, as everyone kind of jumped on the Canejo bandwagon there just because she looked so exciting. She's a really good fan favorite in that sense, but it's just tough to see her being hella advantageous in any of these areas. It's just Lemos looks like a very, very high potential type of fighter with skills everywhere. And the big thing you want to really take in is just 100% takedown accuracy and takedown defense. I think that she could even have some opportune positions if she gets top game. I think that you've even seen that with Cheyenne Buys, who was able to actually reverse a few of these and find better positions. She did that in the second round, and I think she actually stole that second round because of it. She actually finished the round in taking the back in one area. And so that one round was, finished by taking the back, and the other was in mount. So for me, it's just really interesting to see all those areas where things didn't go Canejo's way. And on the flip side, you look at a fighter like Lemos, who's coming in crazy athletic, good cardio, and just so much power to all these different areas of the fight. And the key is how good she is against the fence, on her back, and dealing with a fighter who's pretty much only trying to take you there. That's the part where it makes me very concerned for Canejo. If she's not looking at tape, if she's not trying to find other ways to win, this is going to be a very hard fight for her. And so, without question, I mean, I'm ready to take a look at these lines, and I hope you are too. It's pretty obvious where I think that the lines should be. I think that Lemos deserves to be the favorite here. It's just when you look at tape and you look at things on paper, there's a lot of things going for her in this fight. And like I said, dark horse candidate for fight of the night. So without further ado, let's take a look at these lines. I'm pretty excited for it, as you can tell. And there it is, man, without question, right? Amanda Lemos, a minus 250. Holy Jesus. So Amanda Lemos opened as a minus 250, Ruiz a plus 210, and now Lemos is a minus 500 to a minus 550. If you hit that line at minus 250 with this hitting there, congratulations. From a betting perspective and all that fun jazz, you are sitting pretty. This line is not going to get anywhere close to that. And by the looks of it, it's moving in the other direction. If you were interested in betting on Ruiz at any point, you could probably score a plus 400 dog tag on that one. So keep a lookout for it. I think it's going to be a very fun fight. And I pretty much explained why Ruiz should be a favorite, such a big underdog, because if that's her only way to really, find some advantages and try to win this fight, I think it's going to be hard to do that against Lemos.